It used to be that if you knew CPR, you could save a life. While that is still true, now there is another life-saving measure that everyone needs to know about. Stop the bleed. Afton Jamerson is the trauma program manager at Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center, and Dr. Stephanie Armocida is the general surgery resident at Sinai Hospital. Welcome, you two.
Welcome. Thank you for having us.
I'm happy to have you here. Afton, I want to start with you because we've had Stop the Bleed here on Midday Maryland before, but let's remind people what Stop the Bleed actually is.
Yeah, so Stop the Bleed is a national campaign that really teaches anyone, whether you're clinical or not, how to recognize life-threatening bleeding and how to stop that bleeding and save a life.
And so, Stephanie, how did you learn how to stop the bleed?
Yeah, so we offer our Stop the Bleed courses at multiple sites in the community, rec centers, schools, churches, workplaces. The course itself is very quick and easy. It takes about 1 hour, and as Afton mentioned, we teach 2 critical skills. First, how to recognize life-threatening bleeding, and second, how you, as a community member, can intervene, help stop the bleeding, and potentially save a life.
Exactly, because I think, in these moments, of course, it's a panicked situation. So we want to make sure that we are calm under pressure so that we can help that person who is in need. Also, tell us about these kits, because Stop the Bleed will provide kits for people who need it, right?
Absolutely, they certainly will. They'll provide the kits, but the important thing to remember is that you can use anything to stop the bleed.
Okay.
T-shirts, packing like this, masks, a lot of us are wearing masks nowadays, so you can get creative and really use anything to stop the bleed.
I think that's a very important reminder, because I think, again, in those situations, you're probably looking for something where, oh, I've got to find this thing, or I want to make sure that it's clean, and really time is of the essence when it comes to bleeding. So talk about the actual steps. You're going to walk us through the process, right?
That's right, yeah. So
all right, we're going to learn today.
Yeah, so if you have anything, here we're using some Quick Clot, but the first thing you can do, you can always apply direct pressure. If direct pressure isn't working, you can always pack the wound, and you would just pack until you can't pack anymore.
And you're packing now with what?
This is just gauze that we have.
Gauze. But if you did not have gauze, this is a moment when you're saying just whatever you got.
Use a t-shirt, use a mask, use whatever you have to pack the wound, and then apply direct pressure over that. And then Dr. Armocida will walk us through the tourniquet use.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
So the other skill we teach in the Stop the Bleed courses is tourniquet application. So this is a tourniquet, and it is used to stop life-threatening bleeding on an extremity, so an arm or a leg.
Got it.
So Afton here was going to apply it.
Okay.
So it's very simple.
You're slipping it onto the injured person's arm. All right.
You tighten the Velcro.
Okay, we can all do that.
Yep. And then there's this plastic piece here, and you twist that.
Okay. So you've tightened, and now you're taking that and you're just twisting it a little bit more.
And the key is to see the bleeding stop.
Got it. And that's how you'll know that it's actually in place, secure, and it's working. Now it's going to get tight, and people should not be afraid of that. That's actually what you want.
Yes, and that's something that you can warn the patient that this will hurt, but it's going to save your life.
Your life, your arm, your extremity. Absolutely. All right. Someone is watching this, especially now with everything in the news, and they want to just make sure that they've got this information and that they are ready in case there's any sort of emergency. Where should they go to learn more about TraumaNet and to maybe get one of these kits?
Yeah, you can visit traumanet.com, maryland-traumanet.com for more information on who we are and how to get Stop the Bleed courses and how to get Stop the Bleed kits.
Really important information. I think once we have the information, we all feel a little bit more empowered to make sure that we are helping people and ourselves. So thank you both so much for the work that you do in the community and for being on Midday Maryland and sharing that as well. And we'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.